Numbers. Chapter 18. Then Jehovah said to Aaron, You and your sons and your father's household with you shall bear the iniquity of the sanctuary, and you and your sons with you shall bear the iniquity of your priesthood. And your brothers also, the tribe of Levi, the tribe of your father, bring near with you, so that they may be joined to you and minister to you, while you and your sons with you are before the tent of the testimony. And they shall keep your charge and the charge of all the tent, but they shall not come near to the furnishings of the sanctuary and to the altar, so that they do not die, neither they nor you. And they shall be joined to you and keep the charge of the tent of meeting for all the service of the tent, but a stranger shall not come near to you. And you shall keep the charge of the sanctuary and the charge of the altar, so that there may be no more wrath upon the children of Israel. And I myself have taken your brothers the Levites from among the children of Israel. They are a gift to you, given to Jehovah, to do the service of the tent of meeting. But you and your sons with you shall attend to your priesthood for everything concerning the altar and within the veil, and you shall carry out your service. I give you the priesthood as a service of gift, but the unauthorized person who comes near shall be put to death. Then Jehovah spoke to Aaron, And I myself have given you charge of my heave offerings, even all the holy things of the children of Israel. I have given them to you because of the anointing, and to your sons, as a perpetual statute. This shall be yours of the most holy things, kept from the fire. Every offering of theirs, even every meal offering of theirs and every sin offering of theirs and every trespass offering of theirs, which they shall render to me, shall be most holy for you and for your sons. As the most holy things you shall eat it, every male shall eat it, it shall be holy to you. This also is yours, the heave offering of their gift, even all the wave offerings of the children of Israel. I have given them to you and to your sons and to your daughters with you, as a perpetual statute, everyone who is clean in your house may eat it. All the best of the oil, and all the best of new wine and of the grain, their firstfruits that they give to Jehovah, I have given to you. The firstfruits of all that is in their land, which they bring to Jehovah, shall be yours, everyone who is clean in your house may eat it. Everything devoted in Israel shall be yours. Everything that opens the womb of all flesh, which they present to Jehovah, whether human or animal, shall be yours. Nevertheless the firstborn of human beings you shall surely redeem, and the firstborn of unclean animals you shall redeem. And those who are to be redeemed from a month old you shall redeem, according to your estimation, for 5 shekels of silver, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, which is 20 gerahs. But the firstborn of a cow or the firstborn of a sheep or the firstborn of a goat you shall not redeem, they are holy. You shall sprinkle their blood upon the altar and burn their fat as an offering by fire for a satisfying fragrance to Jehovah. But their flesh shall be yours, like the breast of the wave offering and like the right thigh, it shall be yours. All the heave offerings of the holy things, which the children of Israel offer to Jehovah, I have given to you and to your sons and your daughters with you, as a perpetual statute. It is a covenant of salt forever before Jehovah for you and for your descendants with you. And Jehovah said to Aaron, You shall have no inheritance in their land, nor shall you have any portion among them, I am your portion and your inheritance among the children of Israel. And to the children of Levi I have now given every tithe in Israel for an inheritance in return for their service which they carry out, the service of the tent of meeting. From now on the children of Israel shall not come near the tent of meeting, so that they do not incur sin and die. But the Levites shall do the service of the tent of meeting, and they shall bear their iniquity, it shall be a perpetual statute throughout your generations. And among the children of Israel they shall have no inheritance. For the tithe of the children of Israel, which they offer as a heave offering to Jehovah, I have given to the Levites for an inheritance, therefore I have said to them, Among the children of Israel they shall have no inheritance. Then Jehovah spoke to Moses, saying, Moreover you shall speak to the Levites and say to them, when you take from the children of Israel the tithe which I have given you from them as your inheritance, then you shall offer up a heave offering from it for Jehovah, a tithe of the tithe. And your heave offering shall be reckoned to you as though it were the grain of the threshing floor and the fullness of the winepress. Thus you shall also offer a heave offering to Jehovah from all your tithes, which you receive from the children of Israel, and from it you shall give Jehovah's heave offering to Aaron the priest. Out of all your gifts you shall offer every heave offering of Jehovah, from all the best of it, the sanctified portion of it from them. Therefore you shall say to them, when you heave from it the best of it, then it shall be reckoned to the Levites as though it were the produce of the threshing floor and the produce of the winepress. And you may eat it in every place, you and your households, for it is your reward in return for your service in the tent of meeting. And you shall bear no sin by reason of it, when you have heaved from it the best of it. But you shall not profane the holy things of the children of Israel, so that you do not die. Numbers. Chapter 19. Then Jehovah spoke to Moses and to Aaron, saying, This is the statute of the law which Jehovah has commanded, saying, Tell the children of Israel to bring you a red heifer without defect, in which is no blemish and upon which a yoke has never come. And you shall give it to Eleazar the priest, and he shall bring it outside the camp, and one shall slaughter it in his presence. And Eleazar the priest shall take some of its blood with his finger and sprinkle its blood toward the front of the tent of meeting 7 times. And the heifer shall be burned in his sight, its skin and its flesh and its blood, with its dung, shall be burned. And the priest shall take cedar wood and hyssop and scarlet strands, and cast them into the midst of the burning of the heifer. Then the priest shall wash his clothes and bathe his flesh in water, and afterward he shall come into the camp, but the priest shall be unclean until the evening. And he who burns the heifer shall wash his clothes in water and bathe his body in water, and shall be unclean until the evening. And a man who is clean shall gather up the ashes of the heifer and place them outside the camp in a clean place, and it shall be kept for the assembly of the children of Israel as water for impurity, it is a sin offering. And he who gathers the ashes of the heifer shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the evening. And it shall be a perpetual statute to the children of Israel and to the stranger who sojourns among them. One who touches the dead body of any human being shall be unclean 7 days. He shall purify himself with it on the 3rd day and on the 7th day, and then he shall be clean, but if he does not purify himself on the 3rd day and on the 7th day, he shall not be clean. Whoever touches a dead person, the body of a human being who has died, and does not purify himself, defile the tabernacle of Jehovah, and that person shall be cut off from Israel. Because the water for impurity was not sprinkled upon him, he shall be unclean, his uncleanness is still on him. This is the law when a man dies in a tent, anyone who comes into the tent and everyone who is in the tent shall be unclean 7 days. And every open vessel, which has no covering tied down on it, is unclean. And whoever in the open field touches one who has been slain with a sword or a dead body or a human bone or a grave, shall be unclean 7 days. And for the unclean they shall take of the ashes of the burning of the sin offering, and running water shall be added to them in a vessel. And a clean person shall take hyssop, and dip it in the water, and sprinkle it on the tent and on all the furnishings and on the persons who were there, or on the one who touched the bone or the one slain or the one who died or the grave. And the clean person shall sprinkle on the unclean on the 3rd day and on the 7th day, and on the 7th day he shall purify him. And he shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and shall be clean in the evening. But the man who shall be unclean and does not purify himself, that person shall be cut off from the midst of the congregation, because he has defiled the sanctuary of Jehovah, the water for impurity has not been sprinkled on him, he is unclean. So it shall be a perpetual statute for them. And he who sprinkles the water for impurity shall wash his clothes, and he who touches the water for impurity shall be unclean until evening. And whatever the unclean person touches shall be unclean, and the person who touches it shall be unclean until evening.